I got all kinds of things to show you today. I've got a new item that goes right here. We're going to take a deep dive into pen drivers. We're going to compare them to pen impacts. We're going to compare them to electric screwdrivers. Before I start, I have to introduce a new purchase, the Panasonic EZ7421 2SR. I'll just quick show you the case. It has this nice organizer. Put some items in here ahead of time so you can kind of see what fits. These compartments have nice round fillets in them so that you can fish out small parts out of these compartments. Okay, the case opens like this. There's room for 2 batteries. Well, there's room for 3 in here actually. The charger works on the smaller 3.6 volt series. This one falls into the 7.2 volt series. This is imported from Japan. I'm not going to talk a lot about the charger. I did use the charger to charge the batteries. This is the only charger that I have for these batteries because this is an entirely new battery platform for me. I have another video that goes into depth about bringing Japanese battery chargers into the United States. Put a link to that video in the description. This was a viewer recommendation, and the thing that caught my attention was when they told me that this one has variable speed. So this one has a similar style switch to these two. These are pen impacts, somewhere around 2,400 RPMs and about 3,000 impact blows per minute. So these are a much higher end version of these pen style products. This is the 7421. The 7521 is Panasonic's impact version of this. So this one is actually similar to these. The main giveaway is that this one has the clutch, similar to these. There's 3 main things that set this Panasonic pen driver apart from the Makita pen driver: switch, the light, and the RPMs. The Panasonic is 2 speeds, the Makita is 2 speeds. So the Makita low speed is 200, low speed on the Panasonic is 300, top speed on the Makita pen driver is 650. Top speed on the Panasonic is 900 RPMs. And those RPMs are variable speed. The light will turn itself off automatically after 11 minutes. If you don't manually turn it on, you can see that it does light up. So the Makitas have a light that you can manually turn on. It turns itself off automatically after 5 minutes. You have to manually turn it on. If we wait 5 minutes, it'll turn off. And then when we actuate the driver, then the light will come back on, and then it'll turn off after 5 minutes. That's the way that cycle goes until you turn this off. This is the new Vessel Galaxy series. This is the 3-speed version that has USB-C charging. I won't buy these if they don't have USB-C charging. And then the Panasonic Exynos. Both of these were imported from Japan. This Panasonic is a single speed and it's around 800 RPMs. They say it's 850, but when I measured it, it's not that much. The Vessel Galaxy is 3 speeds. 280, 340, and 400 RPMs. I always leave it on the 400 RPMs because that's your maximum torque, which is around 2 Newton meters. So on this one, as the speed goes down, the torque also goes down on this one. So these Makitas are faster than this Vessel, but slightly slower than this Panasonic Exynos. If I just got you interested in this Panasonic Exynos, be aware that the 230 RPM versions of this are prolific. They look almost the same, so check the specs. Let's turn the clutch to 9. Some people are going to be interested in this bit. This bit is a Vessel terminal bit. It's a hybrid between slotted and plus. All right, so here's low speed. We'll set the clutch on the Makita to 9. Okay, we'll switch to low speed. You can see that is way slower than the Panasonic. And that's why these I leave pretty much on speed 2. These two are the same. Because of the high speed, it does not have enough torque to loosen that, so you just hand loosen, and then you hand tighten. When you see the solid light on the button, that's high speed. This one also does not have enough torque to loosen that fastener. Hand loosen. Okay, you can see how much slower it is than the Panasonic. So long press on the button, I get a slow flash. This is the slow speed. Long press, solid green, goes to speed 3, which is also the highest torque. So then we might as well take a look at the pen impacts. These are variable speed. There's no clutch to adjust. This one, of course, is the same. There's no speeds to choose. It's all variable speed from this. There's no clutch settings. There's one main difference between these to talk about with regards to torque. These products have a clutch in them that allows you to hand loosen and hand tighten with a lot more torque than the mechanicals inside of it are capable of. That is also true on these two products. They have clutches in them that allow you to hand tighten with more torque than the impact part will put out. You would think that these products also have that feature. They don't. The Makita manual and the Panasonic manual both refer to this lock as not only locking out the trigger, but also locking rotation here so that you can apply more torque than these products would typically be able to apply. If you're trying to do something with these that they're not capable of, you're going to start to feel it in this hinge. You're going to feel the plastic twisting. You're going to start to feel things crunching and cracking. I think we can all agree, let's just leave maximum torque specs to good judgment. These products are obviously not made to be applying high amounts of torque to anything. This switch is variable speed. These switches are not variable speed. Not only are these not variable speed, but this one takes a lot of pressure to reverse. There's something a little uneven about the spring tension on this switch. And this one was kind of like that, but this one I've been using more than this one. And this one is already loosened up. I found the differences in this pen driver by Panasonic to be compelling enough to get me to acquire yet another battery platform. Another difference that I need to demonstrate between the Panasonic pen driver and the Makita pen drivers is the way that the clutches work. It's different. So I'm going to put it on its lowest setting. When the Makita clutch hits its limit, it stops completely. When the clutch reaches its limit, there's a very satisfying snap and stop. So we'll put the Panasonic on clutch position number 1. So you can get more of that overdriving of the clutch effect. Like that. Clutch setting 5, if you find the sweet spot, you can get that satisfying click and stop with the Panasonic. The difference is that on the low settings of the clutch, the clutch can overdrive. The Makitas don't do that. So another thing I noticed about the Panasonic is the chuck itself has a significant amount of axial play. On the Makitas, that's rock solid. There's no play like that on these. I'm going to run these screws into fresh plastic with these two products, one with the Panasonic and one with the Vessel. We are on speed number 3, which is the highest torque, highest speed. Okay, so the Vessel is strong enough to run that through fresh plastic. So here's the Panasonic. No. Okay, no, this one will not do that. Since I've got some fresh plastic left over, let's try the Panasonic. Let's try clutch setting 5. That was the tip slipping on this. I can see that this is going to generate a lot of discussion. This hybrid tip, plus minus tip, is not what this is. This is ECX. This is actually a hybrid of flat and square. I got this confused with this. This is not ECX. Here's a Milwaukee ECX bit. You can see that is not a hybrid of plus minus, and this does not fit this. So this terminal bit can be used on this very effectively, not that. So now that we've gone down that rabbit hole, at least I did demonstrate that the Panasonic pen driver on speed 2, clutch setting 5, can run through fresh plastic. I changed out all the bits because I want to demonstrate some different applications. So this Panasonic Exynos I actually really enjoy. Around 800 RPMs, it's low torque. It just doesn't have enough torque to strip anything out. So the Vessel on speed 3 has enough torque and decent speed, so it works really nicely for running screws through fresh 3D printed plastic. So for RC stuff, I found a couple of problems. To get this compatible with these 4mm bits, so one of the issues with all of these is they won't lock C6. You can't just put this adapter in any of these products and have it locked. I checked all of them. They don't lock C6. None of them do. So then you need to adapt an adapter to get it to work. So I got this on Amazon. This is an adapter that goes from E6 to 4mm. This one locks into this chuck, and it does a pretty nice job. And then I have access to 4mm bits. It's less bulky, it's less complicated. When you're putting in fasteners like this, the lowest clutch setting on these was not low enough. I did use this on clutch setting 1 to put that Tamiya BBX RC car together, but I had to be really careful, and I did strip out a couple of screws because that clutch setting number 1 was not quite low enough. Can you drill holes with these? Yes, but they're really slow. These clutches have a hole drilling lockout. Drilling into plastic, great. Drilling into metal, maybe aluminum's okay. This is a Vessel cushion ring drill bit with the 13mm Japanese anvil. So the answer is, yeah, you can drill a hole with these, but you gotta have a lot of patience. So let's try the Panasonic. So the Makita was about 650 RPMs. This is gonna be around 900. It's still slow, but it's Yeah, that's much more tolerable than 650 RPMs. Okay, so here's a Makita pen impact. Higher RPMs, but it's got that impact clutch in it. So here's a bit adapter for pre-drilling. You can see what that's like. Yes, it works, but again, is it ideal? No, it's not. I think this is the biggest drill bit I have that has the Japanese anvil on it. So let's just see what that's like. I think we all got the idea. When you're trying to drill holes in wood with a drill bit, none of these is an ideal solution. So I think I've shown what's realistic for this segment and range of products. This one is non-JDM. Is UL listed, the charger's UL listed. This product is warranted by Makita USA. The charger, the batteries, everything is warranted. When you import a tool from Japan, you don't get a warranty. You don't get a warranty from Panasonic USA. You don't get a warranty from Makita USA. The Japanese have a different style of chuck. This is the typical E6 standard. This is a 9mm or a 3/8 offset on this detent. And it fits into this no problem. That's what it's made for. There's not a lot of play, works fine. The Japanese chucks are made for a 13mm offset. You can see there that there's a boss or a ridge, and then there's kind of a bowl carved out of the bottom. The reason that the bottom of that chuck is carved out is because they not only have a 13mm offset on their detent, they have double-ended bits that protrude even farther than 13mm, and these tips fit down into that carved out bowl. So by acquiring these products from Japan, they are fully compatible with the very large array of really cool bits and accessories that have this Japanese 13mm anvil. Double-ended, single-ended, everything. That's a market that I enjoy exploring. If you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you already know that. So does that mean that these JDM products are not compatible with an E6 anvil? No, it doesn't mean that. What it means is that you end up with all of this play. There is a product specifically made to take that play out. It's called the Makita bit piece. Here's the part number. I will put links in the description. And this little piece even is designed to go down into that carved out bowl, and itself has one. So you put the bit piece in there. The E6 doesn't have as much play. I know that still looks pretty sloppy, but it's less. Thing you got to worry about is losing this. So that bit piece also gives compatibility for this style of double-ended bit. Takes a lot of that play out with that one, because without the bit piece you get all this. In fact, this thing wants to slide way down in there. You don't have to have the bit piece. There have been reports of E6 bits getting stuck or jammed in impacts that have this JDM chuck. I think those are more high torque applications. I think the example I heard of was a spade bit. I don't think you need to worry so much about the Makita bit piece with these products unless you're really concerned about the sloppiness of the E6 bits in these. All of that also applies to these because these were acquired in Japan. Here's a Milwaukee. Here's a Japanese bit. That one fits in here. Oh, why does that fit in here? So this one was actually imported from Japan. This is an M12 FID2, and it has the Japanese chuck in it. This one was purchased in the USA, and these Japanese bits do not lock into these chucks. All right, I hope you found this video interesting and informative. If you're so inclined, please feed the algorithm for me. You know how YouTube works. Stay tuned. Much appreciation for any use of my affiliate links in the description below, and thank you for watching.